The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our humpback whale pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive northern bobcat. The Name Your Price tool, the neighbor who baked you banana bread, only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobapedic mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobapedic Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com.
Well, as Ronald Reagan used to say, here we go again. The third day of the impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump. What a farce. What a joke. Of course, if it wasn't serious, it wouldn't simply be a joke, because it's not a joke. But here's the irony. They're straining really hard, the Democrats, to find a cause for the so-called Capitol riot 4 weeks ago Wednesday. It wasn't a riot. It was the people rising up. There were a few bad people on both sides, but most of these people were regular people, Americans, we the people, who literally walked into the Capitol. A couple broke some windows. I broke more when I was a kid in elementary school, frankly. We used to play window golf. I got 3 days off for good behavior for that one from the principal. But the reality is that the cops let them in because the cops have been much maligned. They've been assaulted. They've been battered. And they've been killed now for several years. People have had it. The police have had it. The military has had it. That's why Biden is afraid, even though he has 15,000 troops in Washington, D.C., that they're going to move on him. That's why they keep them kind of off campus there, make them sleep in places that are unimaginable for people that are stationed there for a long period of time. The real cause of what happened is not Donald Trump. The real cause are the clowns that are impeaching President Trump right now. And I call him the president because Biden is not our president. He's a fraud. You know, in the law, if something's a fraud, you can have it voided for being a fraud. Well, he should be voided, but there's nobody to void it. If anyone should be impeached, it's the senators and the congressmen who have completely abandoned the American people. The senators and the congressmen who go through these charades of investigation. Look at Devin Nunes. He gets the Medal of Freedom from Trump. What has the guy done? He hasn't done squat. Just goes on TV. That's it. They all just go on TV. Jim Jordan goes on TV. Aren't you tired of seeing that crap on TV? Hannity, same night, same people. Democrats going to throw Granny under the bus. They say we're doing that. I'm sick of it. And if anyone should be held accountable for what happened at the Capitol, it's the senators and the representatives in the House of Representatives. So this is where we are today. And this is why the people are rising up. And it's why I'm trying to head off a violent revolution, which I think is inevitable, but I'm trying to head it off. Because as Jefferson said, because of the breakdown in our justice system, he saw that was going to happen with regard to federal judges in particular. We've seen it with the Supreme Court. Where's the Supreme Court Chief Justice? Nowhere to be found. He could go over, walk a couple hundred yards across from the Supreme Court to the Capitol and dismiss this whole darn thing. He doesn't want to do that because it's all about them. It's not about we the people. They get there through political patronage, legalized bribes and illegal bribes. They scratch the backs of those that got them their jobs, the establishment in Washington. Washington continues to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, richer and richer and richer. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah. And frankly, who needs it? American people don't need it. Let these people play their games. Let them do patty cakes. The chief impeachment manager of the House of Representatives, the Democrats, looks like Harpo Marx, but he's not funny. His ideology is more like Karl Marx. And this is where we are today. We are at a situation where the American people see just how corrupt our government and legal system is. And that's why I say on March 17th, we're convening the citizens' grand juries. We're going to indict Biden, his son, and his brother for crimes against the people of the United States, taking bribes from China. And this Chinese Wuhan virus It's not going away. It's morphing. It's mutating. I even heard on the news yesterday that some doctors think that the current vaccines aren't going to work against the new mutant strains from England and several from South Africa. And they're all over the United States now. They've infested California and other places. This is the damage that's been done by the communist Chinese. So Biden opens up relations again. He joins the World Health Organization. Now, isn't it a coincidence, or shall we say a lack of coincidence, that just a few days later, the World Health Organization says the Chinese Wuhan lab is not responsible for COVID-19? Well, I have three experts that will say and testify, and they have testified under oath, that this was a bioweapon, an engineered bioweapon. But yet our government does nothing about it. And Biden does nothing about it. And now we have the Manchurian candidate in the White House. And now we have congressmen and representatives and senators that rather spend their time playing games with impeachment than dealing with the massive damage that's been caused by the communist Chinese. That's why the people have risen up. That's why the cause of what happened 4 weeks ago Wednesday falls on the backs of not just federal judges, but the legislature, the senators and the congressmen. They should all be impeached, and they should all be tried for treason. And that's where we are today. So rise up, get my book. It Takes a Revolution. Forget the scandal industry. I tell it, no holds barred. It's got a 4.6 rating. There's only one person that didn't like it that I can tell, and he was a lefty. They put trolls on Amazon.com. Overwhelmingly accepted, not just with regard to what we need to do with citizens' grand juries, but also a Third Continental Congress, because as it says in the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, when the rulers no longer represent the people have a right under the laws of nature and nature's God to alter and abolish that government and to form a new government with equal rights for everyone in pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. That's a paraphrase. So on Memorial Day weekend in Philadelphia, my birthplace and the birthplace of liberty, we're going to be meeting across from Independence Hall. You'll be able to see where the real Americana is, not the phony Greek buildings in Washington, D.C. That's not American. What is American is Independence Hall. We're going to take our government back there. We're going to reenact our Constitution with certain changes. We're going to take immunity away from federal officials and judges, and we're going to make it clear they can be held responsible under the rule of law. We're going to clean the rat's nest out of the Supreme Court and get judges who are accountable to the people, elected by the people, not political hacks that have been put in there with money. Money talks, nobody walks. Trump's own justices betrayed him. A complete disgrace. The Chief Justice is even a bigger disgrace. And of course, we're going to clean out the rat's nest in the deep state and executive branch. So this is what we need to start talking about and doing it peacefully and legally, because in mass, if the American people rise up, ne'er a shot need to be fired. And we don't want to do that. But yes, what happened a month ago, Wednesday, was not the fault of Donald Trump. It was the fault of those same senators and their brothers over in the House of Representatives and sisters who have lost their bearings, no longer represent the people of the United States, and are simply stuffing money into their pockets and acquiring more and more power. And they think they are the new American nobility. Well, we know what happened to the nobility in France. I'm not suggesting that happened here. But at some point, the people couldn't take it anymore. And that's why what happened a month ago, Wednesday, was similar to the storming of the Bastille, which began the French Revolution in 1789 on July 14th. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, go out and get my book, read my lips, read the Declaration of Independence. You can get the book at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all major booksellers. You can get it at freedomwatch.org with a contribution of $50 or more. See why it is that we have our backs up against the wall and why we now must peacefully and legally fight our way out to save this great nation. God helps those that help themselves. Get up off the couch, turn off Hannity. Tired of seeing these blowhards come on there that do nothing, say nothing, and act like they're holier than thou. Get up off the couch, join Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org, and let's wage a second American peaceful and legal revolution. I'll be back tomorrow. with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Staying on top of your family's health is more important than ever this year, and getting an annual eye exam is an essential part of it. So use your renewed vision benefits at Pearl Vision. Right now, they'll cover your out-of-pocket cost or insurance copay for your eye exam. Prioritize your family's health and schedule their eye exams at pearlvision.com today. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends 3/31/2021. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors are employed by Pearl Vision.